Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a VR for Joe, Four Soft Corners. Joe has a fantastic channel. He's a great guy. And he just recently did his 100th video. So congratulations, Joe. I know how hard that is to do a video, and to do 100 of them, that's a lot. So congratulations. And what he wants us to do is share cards of a celebration, because he's celebrating. So I went through my old cards, and I wanted to share some new cards that showed it celebrating, and I'm going to show some that are championships, some that are accomplishments, some that are all-stars. So I got a few of them here, so I'm just going to jump right in. The first one is this Gil Hodges 1959 World Series winning home runs. This is a 1960 card, of course, with Gil Hodges winning the game-winning home run, celebrating that home run from Game 4 against the White Sox. This next celebration, well, that's the 69 New York Mets World Championship. Cool-looking card. This one is, it's the 67 card, 66 championship for the Baltimore Orioles. It's Hank Bauer in between Brooks and Frank Robinson. I love this card. I think this is a great card. They won the title in 66. The Orioles also won it again in 70. This is the 71 card of them celebrating their World Championship in 1970. And here's that Oriole championship team. So kind of cool cards. I love that. Here's a picture of when the Oakland A's won their second consecutive World Series. This one was against the Mets. Love that card. Love the color scheme on this card. But that was a really good team, those A's teams. Switch into football. We got a couple football winners. This one here is the Super Bowl where the Dolphins lost to the Cowboys 24-3. The Cowboys spanked them in this. I remember actually listening. This was the 72. It happened in 72, and they just crushed them. But this, I believe, was right before the Dolphins then went on to start their run. But Roger Staubach, picture of Roger. Cool celebration card. And this one should make all the Pittsburgh fans out there, and I know there's a lot of you happy. This is when Terry Bradshaw and the Steelers beat the Vikings 16-6 in the Super Bowl. So cool looking card. This was in 75, I believe. Love the way this card looks, celebrating a championship for the Steelers. Next set of cards are more accomplishment cards or leader cards. This one I think is a really cool card. I don't even know where I got this card, but this is Pete Rose with his 4,000th hit. And I think it's a really cool card because I think people forget that he got his 4,000th hit in a Montreal Expo uniform. That and I just think the Expo uniforms are just really, really cool. So I kind of like this card of Pete Rose celebrating his 4,000th hit. Here is a 1974-75 scoring leaders of the NBA with Bob McAdoo, Rick Barry, and Abdul-Jabbar. It doesn't get any better than that. For those who don't know McAdoo, there was a couple-year stretch where he was just an unbelievable scorer. So this is celebrating him. I think he led the league in scoring 2 years in a row. And this year he averaged 34.5 points a game. All three of these guys averaged over 30 points that year. So that's the next card. Here's one that celebrates the 1982 stolen base leaders, and it doesn't get any better than these two guys, right? You've got Rock Raines on the right. He was a beast, and then you've got Rickey Henderson, who pretty much, you know, he rewrote the record books when it comes to stolen bases. So cool picture there. Like this card. Here is a 74 highlights of no-hitters that happened in 1974. So Steve Busby threw one, Dick Bosman threw one, and of course Nolan Ryan threw one. I think, you know, this was when he was with the Angels, and he had a streak where I think he threw 4 no-hitters with the Angels, if I'm not mistaken. So cool card, though. Young Nolan Ryan. Love this card. Here's a couple NFL leader cards. This is the 1971 rushing leader, and you've got Floyd Little, who was an all-time great with the Denver Broncos. You've got Larry Zonka, who was just a beast, and Marv Hubbard, who just put his head down and ran. But these are cool cards. Only two of these guys went over 1,000 yards that year. But this is a real cool leaders card celebrating the leaders for 1971. And then here's the NFC passing leaders for that same year that has Roger Staubach, Greg Landry, and Billy Kilmer. So I just like this card. I think it's a cool card. And then that last ones I'm going to share are people making all-star teams. This one is one of the few hockey cards I own. It's a Sergei Fedorov all-rookie team, and I just like the way this card looks. It's not an overly valuable card, but I just think it's kind of a cool-looking card. And so I thought that was a great one, celebrating him making the all-rookie team. This is celebrating Jerry West being the first team All-NBA in 71-72. I've said this before, Jerry was one of my favorite players growing up, so I love this guy, I love the card. You flip it over to the back, I think it's totally cool. Look at this, all league honors. First team 9 times, second team twice, so love that card. Here's a couple football all-pro cards that I really like. This first one, this is one of my favorite O.J. Simpson cards of all time. I just like the way the color scheme, you know, I'm attracted to black kind of cards, black borders. This is white border and black's even better. But this is an O.J. all-rookie team. This is a 1974 on the all-pros. They were all on these black borders, and I just absolutely love this card. O.J. was, he was maybe the best running back I saw play. He was that good. Sticking with that same year, the other all-pro running back in the AFC was Larry Zonka, who just, he was a beast. He put his head down and he just hammered it. You know, he had 1,000 yards that year, but he averaged 4.6 yards per carry. Larry just, he carried tacklers with him. You should see some highlights of his. But I love this card. I just think it's a good-looking card. And the last two are Sporting News cards. The first one here is this Johnny Bench Sporting News catcher for the Reds. I love this card. Look how young Johnny Bench looks in that card. It's just a really cool looking card. These are the 1970 year, I believe it is. And then you've got this Bob Gibson, the Bob Gibson of the same. It's another great looking card of Gibson. This one's in really good shape, but I just love the way these cards look. I love the All-Star cards. I love the Sporting News cards. So there you have it, Joe. Those are my celebration cards. Once again, if you haven't checked out Joe's channel, do it, because it's a great channel. He's got a lot of great cards and great content. He's out there in the community supporting people. Big fan of Joe. So thank you, Joe. Congratulations on that 100th video. Stay safe, keep collecting, and we will talk to you all soon.